wanted to film this video, and it's going to be a controversial opinion, I think, but I also wanted to film it just because it's a serious topic, and look at what, you know, they've got antenna. Yeah, so I want to talk about people romanticizing mental illness. First, if you hear noises as usual, it's the little fur bobs. That's the dog in particular, Luna Boona. Sorry Luna. She's a nice city name, but I'm not talking to you. Right, so yeah, people romanticizing mental illness, which is, first of all, I don't even know like what that could possibly mean. I think I understand it. It means people making mental illness look desirable, right? Which, does anyone actually think mental illness is desirable? And this is where the controversial opinion comes in. I like seeing mental illness in not such a bad light, and in light with like lightheartedness. I like seeing that because it shows we are people. It's literally it's not who we are, but it's part of who we are. It's, for a lot of us, it's not something that just comes and goes. It's not like a cold where you can get over it. It's our whole life. It shouldn't just be serious all the time, because we're not serious all the time. I mean, we're not. And I think most of the people saying it are not even mentally ill, or severely mentally ill. I don't like saying that because it makes it seem like it's some sort of contest. And people with mental illness commonly have a darker sense of humour, or not dark, I don't know if it's dark sense of humour, but like maybe it is a dark sense of, no, it is a dark sense of humour, so they joke about their illnesses. That's what I do, and that's why I see a lot of people like me do. One of the things was, I remember seeing someone complaining, saying that it's really offensive that someone, a clothes company made a t-shirt that said something about anxiety on it, and they were saying, oh, boycott this company and all of this, and it's like, but it's, people have anxiety. You cater to people with anxiety. If people with anxiety might want to wear it, and they're saying, oh no one with anxiety would want to draw attention to it because they'd be anxious, so they won't want attention brought to them. When, for me in particular, I don't know, so because I do get that, but also it's kind of freeing to finally be okay with having mental illness, so in this case anxiety, and to just want people to know, and so that, you know, you're not scared of acting strange and thinking, oh, why are they wondering why I'm so weird, are they wondering all of this, and then that's anxiety, like, oh well, they probably think I'm like this and that. Whereas if you literally have it written, like, you know, my anxieties have anxieties, I think it said, it's kind of, you'd be walking around thinking, well, people know I have anxiety because it's literally on my t-shirt, so if I look like really nervous or scared or have a panic attack, I don't have to have the extra anxiety of thinking, oh, I wonder what everyone's thinking of me and stuff, because, you know, you've explained, but with your t-shirt. But also, not just that, I don't think you should get mad at a company for that, because like, unless it is actually like a t-shirt saying something like people with anxiety are from hell, or like are the devil incarnate, or something like that, like that's offensive. But if it's just a t-shirt and it's clearly aimed at people with anxiety, don't get mad at the company. They're catering, like, why get mad at someone for including you in their product design? Get mad at someone, get mad at if someone wears it and they don't have anxiety. That's when I'd be kind of, I don't know, that's like, for people who have big feet or something, they have to buy special shoes. if a company started selling like shoes for bigger feet, they'd be like, oh, you're selling shoes for bigger feet, that's offensive to people with big feet because I have big feet. No, I mean, it's not the same thing, because only people with big feet would buy it. Okay, again. Oh, right. Yeah, oh, that's a good idea. So clowns would, thank you. So, clowns would buy the shoes. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's not, I don't think anyone, I mean, I have relatively small feet, so I don't know, but I don't think that people, are offended by big feet. Did that, oh, I have just a white screen on YouTube for lighting.
Sorry, I just realised what it's called. 10 hours of incredible white screen.
Incredible. But and then just the selfie light and really bad but light. And that's my lighting with a video, And then another example is the people like Wiccans and people into witchcraft and stuff. They like companies are selling like beginner kits and clothes with Wiccan symbolism on and stuff like that. I'm not a Wiccan, but I'm into witchcraft and stuff. I have been my whole life, so I can speak on this. So the companies are agitating Wiccans and witches with this merchandise, with these products, and what, like, how is that offensive? I just don't understand how you can get offended at being included in something. And it helps to lower the stigma around that stuff as well. Same with mental illness. It really does help to lower the stigma around it, because it makes it more normal, I guess. And I get this really weird feeling which I tell myself isn't real, so, and I'm hoping it's not, and I hate thinking this, and I tell myself not to think this, but I'm kind of scared that some of these people saying this think that having mental illness or being a witch or something like that is makes them interesting or something like that, and it's like a elite club or something, and like they accuse people of faking, like, or another thing, romanticising mental illness video, I saw this guy talking about how everyone says they're mentally ill now, everyone says it, and he put loads of examples of Facebook things or YouTubers or something, and all of them was women, of course, pretty women, and it's like, oh yeah, because they look pretty and happy and just like a Instagram model girl, they can't have any depth to them, of course. They were all saying like, oh, I want to talk to you about my depression or my anxiety or something like that, and it takes so much courage for people to come out with that stuff, and I just really hope they didn't see it, which they probably did, and you don't understand how that would make you feel. No one's ever accused me of lying about any of my illnesses, which I think is a bit of an insult, but I mean, I've always been called crazy, so people said I was lying about my mental illnesses when I said that I didn't have any, when I tried to hide them for years, so I've had the opposite problem. But if you don't have mental illness, you don't understand how difficult it is to be open about this stuff, and also anxiety and depression, I think they are quite normal. I think a lot of people probably have them, so all these people coming out with it are just because a lot of people have it, that's it. There's no hidden thing. I really doubt anybody, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but I don't think anybody without a mental illness would say they were mentally ill, because what would they get from that? No one takes you seriously and stuff. I say wearing antenna. No one's taking me seriously. I don't know if I ever finished this thought earlier, but I just remembered I was saying that, so brands are including like targeting mentally ill and witches and Wiccans and all of this stuff, and then those people are getting annoyed at the brands, and don't get annoyed at the brands, get annoyed if someone wears that stuff and they're not part of their target audience. I don't know, maybe I don't understand it fully. If, like, feel free to educate me in the comments if I'm completely wrong, but if I understand it correctly, this is my opinion on it. Like, how do you even know if people wearing it are mentally ill or not? Like, you can't tell just looking at someone who's mentally ill or not. It does my head in. And please don't ever accuse somebody of lying about being mentally ill, because if they are mentally ill, that would really damage them. And if they're not, you'll gain not as much as you would lose if they are, if that makes sense. Like, you do more damage than good if it turns out. If you disagree, please explain why, because I am interested and I am always open to changing and evolving and stuff. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. If you didn't see the video of me painting this unit, please look at that, because I'm really proud of it. I think it looks great. And so yeah, until next time, bye bye.